What's good, YouTube? So today I'm bringing you my Maliss Deck Profile. After doing a couple of videos for my $50 Maliss Deck Profile, I just feel like this is the natural progression, getting back to the actual Maliss deck that I would play in a competitive form. If you guys did watch any of my $50 Maliss Deck Profile videos and were looking to upgrade to either purchasing Maliss Hair or just upgrading the Maliss deck in general, I feel like this is the perfect video to kind of see what the ratios would be in a more competitive version of the deck. So this deck does have 3 March Hairs in it. However, a Maliss deck did recently top with only utilizing 2 of them. So that is something to kind of consider if you do want to kind of keep budget in mind. I do personally like having 3 of them just because it is such a good extender and such a custom card for the deck. I will also be including Dimensional Fissure in my deck profile just because I do like just kind of thinking outside of the box. Dimensional Fissure works really great with the deck, and also now that Dimension Shifter is no longer really usable in the deck with it being at 1, I feel like this is a pseudo version of him. Not as good, obviously. It also kind of extends and can come up in niche interactions as well. So again, if you guys are looking to play this deck on a budget, I do have a $50 budget version of the deck. However, this is the more competitive version. The only thing this deck does not have compared to like maybe YCS versions of the deck is Dominus Impulse. The card is super strong. However, spending that much money on a playset of cards is just not something I'm interested in. And honestly, I just love giving myself a challenge as well, playing the deck, maybe not fully optimal, because at the end of the day,
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was.
So going straight into the deck profile, we have 3 Maliss P March Hair. Obviously works as a great extender for the deck. It allows you to banish from the graveyard to special summon itself, unlike the other Maliss cards where when they get banished, they get to special summon themselves. So similar to how the deck was utilizing a lot of buy steals prior to this card being released, this is pretty much the replacement for the buy steals. Spoiler alert, I do still run the buy steals just because I feel like they're super powerful cards, especially with Fiendsmith cards still kind of going around in the meta. I feel like the buy steal cards are super strong, plus they are also extenders. Then the other Maliss stuff, typical 2 White Rabbit, 2 Dormels. I'm not sure if this is typical still. I do run 3 Chessy Cats. I just feel like you want to max out on the names. And then 3 Backup Adignister and 1 Wizard Adignister. Again, wanting to max out on these because they are such a great extender. The deck that recently won, I don't know if it was Nationals. I feel like it was a Nationals. The Maliss Deck Profile. I don't know if it won it or if it was top 4. I did notice it only had 1 Backup Adignister. That is not something I agree with. They are probably a lot better than I am at playing the deck, so they can probably get away with 1. However, I feel like having 3 is definitely needed. There is even times where you would want more chances at getting Backup Adignister, and that's where you would play either 1 to 3 copies of AI Michu as well. Then we are running 1 of each of the buy steals, Baldrake, Magma Hut, and Buy-Steal Druisworm. Again, they are just so powerful, especially Druisworm. Having the ability to get into Druisworm and having it as an endboard piece, being able to send one of your opponent's monsters to the graveyard, super strong. Baldrake as well, his second effect is pretty powerful. Aside from just being 3 DD Crows, they are big bodies. They also allow you to kind of link climb as well. As long as you don't utilize your Splash Mage prior to going into them, again, they are great extenders. Then, finishing out the Maliss cards, we have 2 Maliss in Underground and Terraforming, basically 3 Maliss in Underground. Maliss in the Mirror, basically a 4th field spell with Gold Sark. I am running still GWC and MTP07. I did finally cut TB11. Just doing some play testing. I feel like it isn't needed anymore. If you're running the Maliss Hairs in your deck, you definitely don't need it. Then we are running 2 Dimensional Fissures. I originally had 3. However, sometimes you don't really want to draw multiple of these. So I just have 2 in it for now. The deck draws so much, it's kind of easy to kind of get into it. If you see it, you see it. If not, it's no big deal. The deck is still very powerful without it. Makes the ceiling of the deck a lot stronger. It's also not too bad going second as well, just starting your turn and placing this down. A lot of hand traps can be utilized, and also whatever monsters that your opponent wants to send to the graveyard will no longer be able to get their effects off, so pretty decent going second card as well. The only negative I would say is it conflicts with the buy steals. I did probably consider cutting the Baldrake and just having 2 buy steals and 2 Dimensional Fissures. That is something I am playing around with at the moment. Then we have some consistency cards, just to make sure your combos can kind of go off, along with running 3 Ash. Having Cross Out, Called By, and Triple Attack is also pretty much one of your only defenses against any of the Molcharming cards. We are running Fualos in the deck, so having Cross Out Designator is good because the deck special summons a lot. So again, 3 Ash Blossoms, 3 Fualos, 3 Drone Lockbird, and then 2 Nibs for a clean 40. Then going into the extra deck, typical stuff. White Binder, Red Ransom, Heart Scripter, maybe not so typical. I honestly never go into Bomber Dragon, so that is a cuttable card, I feel like. Allied Kotaker, Firewall Dragon. I know some people cut Firewall Dragon. I love Firewall Dragon, so I don't think I will ever cut it from my personal version of Maliss. Then Access Kotaker, IP, SP, Haggard Lizardos, Splash Mage, Cypress Wicked, Link Spider, Almirage, and Lingaribo. I know some people play 2 Lingaribos. Obviously, if you're in a meta or a locals or just any area where there is multiple Dominus Impulses, 2 Lingaribos is definitely optimal. However, I do not play too competitively. I do not attend YCSs or really play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that. I play it more for fun, just attending locals and stuff. So 1 Lingaribo is perfectly fine. So that wraps up my Maliss deck profile. Again, if you guys want to see combos or test hands for this specific version, I do have older videos with combos for Maliss. Or if you want to see an updated version of a test hand or any other Maliss videos, feel free to leave me a comment in the comments below. But I think that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.